The UFC has a great number of elite athletes that have spent years in the spotlight, and it's not often that a new name comes in and quickly starts racking up popularity, but that whole script has seemingly been thrown out the window. In today's video, we're going to be talking about one of the newest and biggest names in the UFC's heavyweight division, and what they are doing to become one of the most feared fighters in the league. Stick around because you won't want to miss a single second of this video. Early career. Aspinall got into MMA when he signed a 5-fight contract with an organization called Cage Warriors, and this was the first actual fight Aspinall got into after his long hiatus from the sport. Hilariously enough, Aspinall actually got offered a contract from the UFC at the same time, but he turned it down as he deemed himself unfit to fight in the big times, and he felt like he wanted to earn his way into the UFC. Aspinall showed up to his first 5 fights with the Cage Warriors, and it was clear that he was already way too good to be fighting in this league. After his second fight with the Cage Warriors, Aspinall got signed to the UFC. I suppose he grew tired of beating up on the amateurs very quickly. Aspinall was set to see his first bout against Rafael Piosa on the undercard of Woodley vs. Edwards on March 21st, 2020. But we all know what happened in 2020, and the fight was cancelled due to COVID. But not before Piosa could drop out due to an injury, making Aspinall's new opponent, Jake Collier. The matchups were kept intact and moved to the postponed fight date, which was July 25th, 2020. And it was finally time for Aspinall to show the entire world what he had. Aspinall came prepared for the fight and put an end to the bloodshed very quickly, knocking out Collier early in the first round, earning himself his first win in the UFC. Aspinall's name was instantly put on the must-watch list, and his second fight was set to be against Sergey Spivak, but he dropped out shortly before the fight and was replaced with a newcomer, Alan Baudot. Baudot did not last very long in the ring against Aspinall, and was also knocked out quickly in the first round, earning Aspinall his second win in the UFC. Aspinall went on to win all of his 5 UFC bouts, and he does not plan on stopping anytime soon. Aspinall is becoming a threat to the rest of the heavyweight division. Aspinall may only have 5 UFC bouts under his belt, but he has won all 5 of them, and none of them have gone past the midway point of the second round. It's clear to fans, judges, and opponents that Aspinall is the real deal. In fact, Aspinall has earned the Performance of the Night award in 4 of his 5 UFC fights, which is not an easy thing to do. Not only that, but in his most recent fight in the UFC, which was against none other than Alexander Volkov, Aspinall not only submitted Volkov with an armbar, but he also landed 35 of his 50 strikes, which is an impressive 70% strike accuracy. And while that number might have been none too impressive if he did that during his days with the Cage Warriors, he did this against a man who has 44 UFC fights under his belt, and he also defeated that man with relative ease. Aspinall is proving to everyone that he is no joke, and that he is indeed coming for the belt in the heavyweight category of the UFC. Aspinall was asked about making it into the top 10 in the heavyweight division, and he said that he wants to progress gradually and ensure that he has earned his spot in the top 10. While this is honorable, I'm not sure that anybody at this point has the right to say that he hasn't already earned his spot in the top 10. I mean, he is 12-2 with both of his losses coming back when he had just started out in MMA. He hasn't lost since he lost to Lukasz Porobiec, and even when he lost that fight, it was because of a DQ and not a submission, knockout, or decision. His DQ was given after he delivered an illegal downward elbow to his opponent, which resulted in him being disqualified and gave him that second loss. If not for this incident, Aspinall has only lost one other time, and it was his 4th pro fight ever back in 2015 when he was only 22 years old. Now Aspinall is on a huge winning streak, and has only fought tougher and tougher opponents as time has gone on, proving to the world that he is the real deal, and his days of losing are done. Who will Aspinall be fighting next, and how long until he is the most popular heavyweight in the UFC? Aspinall has already proven that he has what it takes to stick around in the big leagues, so when will his next fight be, and who will it be against? Well, as of this recording, we are unsure as to who Aspinall will take on next, or even when it will be, but that doesn't stop us from speculating. Aspinall is due to take on a bigger name in the heavyweight division, and it is in the best interests of both him and Dana White if he does that sooner rather than later. The UFC and sporting communities tend to have short-term memory issues. If you let the hype die down, then you risk fans forgetting all about this guy, regardless of how good he actually is. Aspinall will likely fight fellow heavyweight Tai Tuivasa, as he has made it abundantly clear that he's who he wanted to fight next. Now, just because he said it does not necessarily mean that he'll get it, but I can definitely see this fight going down. I mean, Tuivasa is an established striker in the UFC, and Aspinall is the greatest up-and-coming striker in the UFC, and I think that it's about time that these two faced off against each other. Obviously, nothing has yet been announced, but I could see the UFC striking while the iron is hot on this one, and getting this fight in progress. I could see this fight taking place sometime this summer, possibly in July or August, but it could be as delayed as September or October. I doubt that if this fight actually happens, that the UFC lets it be delayed for much longer, but then again, stranger things have happened. But I think the UFC knows what they have in Aspinall, and it would be best for everyone involved to market this guy immediately. According to insiders, he's one of the nicest guys in the UFC, and has been described as a friendly giant. I feel like the nice guy bit hasn't been played very much in the UFC lately, and it's all about the bad boy. boys: Conor McGregor, Paddy Pimblett, and other kinds of bad guys that are in the spotlight right now. But with the recent legal issues that McGregor has gotten himself into, it might be the exact change of pace that the UFC is looking for. This might be the right time to promote the nice guy and let some people get attached to the idea of an honorable fighter again. And how often do you get a fighter that has the combination of being a likable guy outside of the octagon while also being one of the most feared fighters in the league at the same time? Seems difficult and not too common, so I would expect the league is going to pounce on Aspinall and get him in the ring fighting a big name as fast as possible. That's all we have for you guys today on the channel. Thank you so much for watching. What do you think of Tom Aspinall? Do you think he's the real deal? Who do you think he should fight next, and when do you think it's going to be? If Aspinall is really going to take on Tuivasa, who do you think would win? Let us know what you have to say in the comments section down below. We hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel with notifications turned on so you never miss a single upload from the channel. Thank you all once again, and we'll see you in the next video.